I'm your host, TJ Evans from the TJ Evans Show with another installment of Untitled Discussion. What's going on out there? Y'all do the YouTube thing and the social media thing and just like the video, subscribe to the pages, Royal Family Studios, and also drop a couple comments down below. Let's beat the algorithms and let's get these videos some views. Now, a few months ago, we did an episode on Untitled Discussion about hip-hop and where does it stand with the black community? Is it a positive thing? And now, since, I guess, the middle of this year, we've been losing hip-hop artists back and forth, and it's starting to seem like it's a trend. Is rap dangerous? Now, I'm here with my friend Chris Sagos, and we're just going to talk about it now. Neither one of us are experts, but we love hip-hop rap music. So let's talk about it. Chris, how do you feel about rap music in general? Is it, I know you love it because of the genre, but is it something that you feel is good for our people? Is it something that actually shows the culture?
I feel like that it shows the culture, number one. Number two, I also feel like that it can be uplifting at times when you're at a point where you are going through adversity, but then at the same time it can be very toxic to someone's brain that has a mindset that's not strong enough to be able to get past those points of what they're going through. Hip hop is good, hip hop is great, and it also has negative views, but it all depends on the person who's listening to the music. As a former lyricist myself, I feel like hip hop is all about the culture. It gives people a chance to see what goes on in the black community through the lens and the lyrics. But it also can be a false reality.
Think about when we were younger. Mm-hmm. When we were younger, when we gravitated towards rap music, hip hop, it was a little different than it is today. Now, not to say that there wasn't violence in the music or exploiting women in the music. Yeah, like it was there. But it was one of those things where the people who rapped the music weren't the actual individuals who were doing the things that they rapped. They were portraying the character. They were more like characters like in wrestling or something like that. Like they were acting as this individual. But now we see that the characters are real life individuals and they're the ones who are actually rapping and they're still doing the same thing that they were talking about doing in the streets before, but the only thing that's different is they're millionaires. Is that a problem?
It is, because I always thought that hip hop was set up, music period was set up to better yourself and your family's life and the people around you, and give them jobs and create opportunities. But now it's like they're getting money and they're doing the wrong things with the money. Now, I say this to say this because you said we lost rappers recently. Nipsey Hussle, God rest his soul, it's been about almost 3 years now come this summer. But Nipsey was one artist that got millions, he created a brand, got millions. After he got the millions, people in his own community, out of jealousy and envy killed him. And most of his music was helping you to either get through, he was relatable. And some of these guys is now, they're getting all this money, but they don't know how to leave the streets behind and keep pushing.
But even when you bring up Nipsey Hussle, we can see that Nipsey Hussle, he was affiliated with a gang.
Yeah,
he was actually gunned down in his own community by one of his own gang members.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna ask the question, does gang activity play a major role in rap music? Because we already see that it does. But
I say
is it actually a positive thing for us to have this representation? Because can we say that anything positive has came from gang members?
I say, Snoop, gang, Nip, but also you have to Jim Jones, Dave East is just to name a few. But to be honest,
successful individuals, yes, but is it anything successful that gang members have done in their community that you can actually be like, oh, if there was a doctor, right?
Yeah.
And they were about to do surgery, would that doctor be like, yes, I'm a Crip or I'm a Blood? Like, would you hear your doctor say that?
Hell nah.
And would you be comfortable if your doctor did that?
No.
So why do you have that reaction to it? That's the question. It's like if you can't even be just like sororities and fraternities.
Okay.
They claim their sorority or their fraternity.
Correct.
And you're still comfortable with them doing whatever they're going to be doing in the professional aspect. But it's not the same thing with gangs. So is it something that can be seen as a positive when it comes down to rap? Because we're talking about the number one export in the black community.
Look, they're pretty high with drugs.
Like we're it's literally the culture of the black community, and we're literally giving people.
Because it used to be jazz,
blues, music, music and entertainment, and
it's always been our catalyst.
We're pretty good at that.
It's being exploited though.
So would
because if they don't exploit that, they're gonna exploit the violence and negativity and the poverty.
So if we see things like that, would you be comfortable with putting rap music, especially in today's time? Would you be comfortable putting that on the same regards as blues or jazz or something like that? Because this is what we're exporting as a culture. We're showing people that this is what we are. We kill our brothers and all this stuff like that. Like, is that something that is?
Because I'm an extreme lover of jazz. My grandfather is a jazz musician, so I grew up in the industry on that level. I wouldn't put it in that same category with R&B and jazz, because those during those times, you never really heard about people getting a lot of money and killing each other in the black community.
Right.
You heard about drugs in that industry, especially in R&B during the funk and disco era and things like that. Like my grandparents' close friend, Mr. B of Figure Eight, that owned Figure Eight off of Campbellton. He owns Mr. B. Shout out to him.
All right, spot in Atlanta. Right.
Yeah. So, long story short, when I had a conversation with Mr. B about 2 weeks ago, him and my granddad, all of their friends, they was explaining to me back then they could do a line of coke, go hit the stage where nobody gets shot in the club or in the parking lot. Now, I don't know these young rappers too well personally, but I know that the young man that got killed in Buckhead from Chicago. Mm-hmm. He got his, making his money, doing what he do. And he's down here partying. They shoot him up, kill him. You know what I'm saying? And there's people that come from his own neighborhood that comes down here. And he's became a millionaire courtesy of Lil Durk.
Yeah.
So,
you're talking about the King Von situation.
Yeah. I didn't know his music or him that well.
I mean, again, he was another talented young man, but even saying that, like,
when you get money, and Chicago is a dangerous place, like, for violence and guns. I mean, violence and gangs, and it's a crab in the barrel mentality. If you think about it, the equivalence of Chicago is Charleston, South Carolina. And I've been to Charleston, and I've been to there. And when I say the crab in the barrel mentality of once you make it out and you're doing music and all that, look at what happened to Camouflage down in Savannah years back. Camouflage wasn't talking about hitting nobody or robbing nobody in his records. They shot this man while he was holding his baby outside a recording studio in Savannah.
And that's tragic, because especially if he's not talking about it in his music, so he's not portraying himself. He's not portraying himself to be that individual.
No.
But yet now we have artists that's portraying themselves to be that individual. Me, I was a fan of King Von's music, but even in his music, he was portraying this character, this image of a person who's violent.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing about it. When you're talking about you're portraying yourself to be violent, number one, this dude walks around with a lot of jewelry on with no bulletproof vest. We've seen this story play out before, but the difference is the person that played the story out with the jewelry on and got shot up and still living and telling it is 50 Cent.
I mean, a lot of individuals go through that because, but again, that's what I'm saying. With rap music, it seems like it's more of a contact sport. Like these individuals, they're actors, or they were supposed to be actors, but now it's like saying that individuals see Arnold Schwarzenegger or Sylvester Stallone on the street and start shooting at them or something like that, because these individuals are not even seen as just entertainers. They're seen as the the hardcore belt that individuals got in wrestling.
Yeah.
Like you can get it anytime, anywhere.
Yeah.
So
it's
now
like what the WWE calls now the 24/7 titles.
yeah.
Like
So
that.
it's like that with rappers, and is that something that we can actually say is a positive because it's a detriment to society.
It's not positive because of the simple fact you gotta look at it like, okay, with a lot of these guys, they use the term real so much, right?
Yeah.
If you think about it, oh, I'm a real nigga, I'm a real gangster, I'm a real hitter, I'm a real blood, I'm a real crip, I'm a real GD Vice Lord, whatever, right? So, long story short, these guys use that philosophy, but when it's lights on and the camera's rolling, and I mean real life cameras, we ain't talking about the scripted shit.
Yeah.
You don't know how to deal with the bullets ain't got no names.
Exactly.
It really don't. You know what I'm saying? We could be sitting right here. We're sitting right here in Georgia shooting, right now shooting this episode, and we don't have no affiliation. But some young niggas want to just be stupid. We can't control what comes on. When that camera roll with that gun, them bullets flying, you got family in this building. You got me. I'm trying to make it back to my people.
Mm-hmm.
We're trying to grow and do things as people, as men, and raise our families. We don't have time for the ignorance. A lot of times these young guys, they get on camera, they pretend, they talk about, I listen to that Spot 'em, what's the dude?
The Spot 'em got him?
Yeah, Spot 'em got him with beatbox. I love the song. I think the beat is dope.
Oh, like the music is really good, especially when you're working out and stuff like that. Yeah,
it's good because we was talking about the baby. The other day we was talking about the baby.
Yeah.
Now, I love the baby.
I play it in the gym all the time.
Right, the baby, but if you ever listen to him off the camera, when he's actually not rapping and he's doing an interview, the brother is articulate.
Yeah.
Some of these guys don't have media training.
Yeah.
A
lot of them don't because the AR thing is dead, and that's another thing too.
Yeah,
because
artist repertoire.
The
shout out to my cousin KP, man.
The difference that we see from the past generation. This past generation, they had to go through media training and stuff like that. They don't have that anymore. Especially with the internet popping like it is, like social media, you can get famous on social media really easy.
Yeah.
So
it's a show with MC Light that comes on All Black, which used to be UNC network.
Mm-hmm.
You remember they used to have the headquarters over by College Park train station in the arena.
Yeah.
Yeah, at the Georgia World International Congress Center, whatever you want to call it. But long story short, MC Light got a TV show now, a sitcom. So the young lady that's playing her niece, she's an Instagram rapper. MC Light is playing a fictional version of herself as a different name, but she was like, yo, that's not how you gonna get on. That's not how you gonna get respect. Then the crazy part is her label drops her, bring her back in as a senior vice president of A&R. They want her to bring her niece on because the label head sees her niece that how many followers she got on social media. Yeah. So to support your point is, it's not what it used to be. I remember me, our good friend Quadarius, you know what I'm saying, and our good friend Chris, we was in a small little group at one time. This was like high school. And we was trying to get signed. I had connections over at Bad Boy South, and I had connections at Block Entertainment, and I had connections at Camp. So I was trying to get us a deal. Long story short, we had to go either audition over the phone, go see these people in person, or they had to catch us at a showcase or a talent show. Or we had to have money to build a buzz in the street, whether it was street money or whatever. These young dudes, I'm gonna drop this, create a little dance challenge,
but it's because
and then take off.
But it's because they're able to do it. So
right.
That's what I'm saying.
It's
part of the whole. It's part of the problem. There's a lot of things that add on to the problem, which is rap music today, because one of the things is social media. Right. A lot of these individuals, especially let's say these individuals actually do have criminal ties. Mm-hmm. They're able to speak from jail. They're able to talk from prison and stuff like that.
Right.
Now, if they're portraying street individuals, and one of the guys who I listen to on the internet is Charleston White. A lot of people don't like Charleston White. I don't know if you heard him.
I've seen some of his interviews with Vlad and No Jumper, but I don't know of him. I don't know what he's about. I really don't.
Okay. Well, he's against gangs. He makes that perfectly clear. He's like totally against gangs, period. And he fights for children. Like he's.
I'm sorry. When you say his name and it's just clicking in my brain, y'all gotta excuse me. I ain't slow. But certain stuff, I think from a comical standpoint, and that name alone just screamed that he was a nigga that got his ass whooped back in the day.
I mean, that's between you and him. But other than that, like I watch a lot of his interviews, and he's touching on a lot of things that presses a couple buttons.
It does.
And
you heard about the guy named 55 Crip?
Yeah, on Crip Mac. Yeah, like I've heard it. Like
the tat on his face. I'm looking at him like, bro, you fucking 45.
But it's part of the whole social media thing and the image. A lot of these people are able to do this, but what I'm saying is with Charleston White, he is pretty much adamant against gangs, and he's talking about rappers, especially with rappers who are in gangs, and they're promoting this lifestyle.
Okay.
And
look at Chris Brown. Even though he's not a technical rapper, he's a singer, but he's affiliated with Blood.
But I mean, you can take a lot of them, but let's just say.
But it seems like gangs are now becoming. It's kind of like being an honorary member of a fraternity or sorority.
But it's not, because we just already talked about how you wouldn't let somebody who just claims to be Crip or Blood just operate on you. So there's nothing cool about it in that perspective. But let's just say what he's speaking about is like the character. These individuals aren't playing characters anymore.
Nah.
And when you look at rap, the people who are actually getting into gangster stuff are the ones that's becoming rappers.
Yeah.
But with gangster stuff comes jail time.
Yeah, look at C Murder.
Cause that's how.
No offense, I'm a huge C Murder fan, but not to cut you off, but look at the situation with him. I watched. If you watched the No Limit Chronicles, did you? From BET?
No, I ain't watched that.
Okay, so if you go back to I think the third or fourth episode, they're talking about the downfall of No Limit. The reason why C got jammed up originally in this case, he caught a case before then. Master P bailed him out. Master P told him, "You get any more trouble, I'm cutting you off." Long story short, he's in the club when the situation happened when a young man got killed.
Mark.
The security say, "Yo, Corey, chill out," you know what I'm saying, which is his real name, but yo, chill. You like, all right, man. Went back to goddamn stuffing nigga ass out in the middle of the club. So with that being said, I understand that you talk about this, you do that, and see, Murder was a Army vet, just like I am. You know what I'm saying? Before he even got into the rap game, he was an Army vet. But with that being said, when you get that money, you still got to prove and portray that character of who you are, that you're portraying to be.
And that's the crazy thing about rap music is that people believe that rappers are supposed to be the person that they rap.
Right.
But that's like the same thing as saying like you expect Arnold Schwarzenegger to be fighting off alien creatures that come down here trying to destroy the world. Like that doesn't make sense. Yeah. But it doesn't make sense because these people are just supposed to be entertainers. But now we're in a point in life where these people are no longer just entertainers. They're living the things that they're rapping. These are millionaires actually going to prison. They're going. They're committing felonies. These people are getting murdered, and it's all because they're supposed to be this character.
Yeah.
And the only messed up thing is let's take what I was saying when the people go to jail. Mm-hmm. And again, referring back to Charleston White, if you're a street dude, you're supposed to want to go to jail. Like that's how you get your stripes as a street dude. Like as a dude in the streets, you're supposed to want to be in prison and doing all this stuff because that's what you choose to do because that's how you build your name.
Yeah. Yes, and no. And let me say why I say yes and no.
Which is an oxymoron, and again.
Just let me say what I gotta say, man. Part of that is true, of building your name and all that comes with prison and all that. But an old head pulled me to the side when I was about 15. And he was like, yo, you remind me of me at that age, wild, kind of ruthless. He was like, you know the thing that I wish I would have known before I went to jail? Was it's another way I could do this without being caught up on the radar or being seen. And it took me about maybe a month or so to go back to him and say, I get it. Even at that age, because even though you may be a street dude and it comes with jail and all those things, it's all about playing chess. when you outside in these streets. If you moving right, you'll never get caught. And with hip hop, most of these guys that are doing this or whatever, they was talking this shit before they got into the rap game, right? They was trying to live this or whatever. Some of them get money and they feel like, yo, I got power and money now. I'm gonna reach down and use my money to make it happen. Whether they the one that's pulling the trigger themselves or they hire somebody else to get it done. It is what it is.
But all these individuals who portray the street life go to jail. They just go to jail.
Yeah.
There is not one individual who's actually done a street.
It's very rare that
you're going to jail.
Yeah,
that's just what's gonna happen, and that's why it's kind of funny because I want to go into the whole consumption of rap music.
Okay, go ahead.
What's kind of funny is the fans who consume this rap music, they sign petitions and things like that when the artist goes to prison, go to jail.
Yeah.
But the things that this artist is rapping about or may be doing, allegedly, is things that will get you locked up and put in prison.
Yeah.
Why would you want an individual like this out on the streets? And at the same time, these are the same individuals who will sit here and let's take like the Kyle Rittenhouse case.
Okay.
When an individual who was clearly defending himself was in the right, and they wanted him to go to prison, but yet a rapper who raps about doing criminal activities, who wants to go to jail because they're rapping about doing the criminal activities they're still living.
They tell them time served when they say not guilty and go home.
But yet the fans will want them out on the streets.
Yeah.
So first of all, you're being selective with justice, but then and second of all, you're also not understanding what it comes with to be a project individual, a ghetto individual, someone who lives in the streets. Because when you're a street type individual, you know what comes with doing illegal activities.
Yeah, you do.
You know when you're working and stuff and trying to handle business illegally, you're stacking up money for your bail.
Yeah.
So when it comes down to the consumers, the consumers of rap music is majority white people, white kids, white teenagers.
Sure. And
what we're showing them is what hip hop is, what rap music is. It's a window into a black culture.
Yeah.
Are we showing them anything positive?
It's a false reality.
But it's what they see. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if we think that it's false because, like we already talked about, these people are actually doing street stuff. Like these aren't just regular dudes who these ain't Tupac type dudes who went to performing arts school and was just no. These are actual gang members who are making money. So what we're showing them is our culture.
Right.
Is this what our culture is? Are we what rap music portrays as a people?
No, not really, not all the time. And I say that because, okay, you could portray that. You go all this jewelry, all this shit, but then let's be real. When you get into in front of a real gangster who either known for doing it or he's low key and off the radar, you don't know when he's coming to strike. I don't care how many millions you got and you can think you could knock a nigga off. A real skillful gangster who's really about that action, they ain't doing all that damn talking that these young niggas doing. They're getting all this money and they doing too much telling. Look at the situation like this. Casanova from Brooklyn. He's sitting in the can right now, sitting in the feds.
Yep.
Casanova lets you know, yo, I'm with the shit, blah, blah, blah. And I'm looking at him like your music, like your personality as an entertainer and a person at that time. But bro, you doing too much.
I mean,
You're
and
around Jay-Z, you still doing too much.
but a lot of times these individuals, like I said, like these are still street type individuals,
Right.
and
There's no more
with
media
the
training, as we said.
yeah,
It's no more,
and,
hey, you need to make a decision. Either keep this guy around or you need to change your environment.
and also with the expansion of social media.
Yeah.
So a lot of things like these,
Social media can make you worse as an artist or it can help you. It all depends on what you're trying to sell and brand that you're trying to present marketing wise. If you're marketing yourself as a gangster and you're a multi-millionaire, it comes with that attention. You got to live that shit on free media, and then you got to live it on paid media. And what I mean by that is social media is free, paid media is the networks
but
and
it's
the radio stations.
it's pretty much a equation for a ticking time bomb because these people have social media, these people have drugs that they always rap about, they're freely given. These people do not have any type of guidance from the record label because the only thing they care about is the bottom line, which is putting out another record.
Right.
These people have all this money and access to all these things so easily.
Yeah.
And also these people still have criminal ties. And at the same time, with all this, they have this constant roar of the fans for them to do something wrong just so they can get the attention, because attention is the new currency, clout is the new currency. So that's the only thing that these people fight for is to get clout.
Right. They're trying to get on.
And at the same time, let me go back to what I was saying, where it's like subjective justice, is because, like, let's say individuals who were murdered because of what some people are saying is street beef. Let's say it's street beef. Then why do we have people who are in these quote unquote camps of the individual who was murdered because of beef? Why do we have these individuals coming out saying that you shouldn't rap about this individual anymore because they're dead? Because it's kind of crazy, because if you're portraying this life, you know what comes along with it. I don't like you more because you're dead. I still keep that same energy, but yet people think we're supposed to care about the dead people other than care about the people that's alive.
I say this, man. I feel like this, and this is just me. Not even going off of emotion. I just feel like this. As a man, you shouldn't speak on another man if he's not there to defend himself.
That's true.
But at the same time, we're dealing with a different generation of rappers. And what I mean by that is, if you ever notice, right, when Shorty Low, God rest his soul, and T.I. was beefing. Shorty Low, when T.I. was out of jail, they had their words, you know. But if you remember, on Born Home's Carlos mixtape, what's up, bro? On the Born Home's Carlos mixtape, he was like, "Welcome home, Tip." You know what I'm saying? Or Tip, hold your head. Now they had in our city, we knew about this, especially being from the west and the south side. Mm-hmm. We knew that them boys had some issues, and it was steaming all over egos. So even when Shawty Low had passed, I think the next night or something, T.I. had a show in Augusta. He did a tribute to Shawty Low. Didn't speak no harmful feelings about the man, even got on social media at that time and said, "Rest in peace to Shawty Low, condolences to him and his family." No, they had a real live issue. You understand what I'm saying?
And honestly, that's cool because that's what you're supposed to do. But let's think about it with the artists that we're dealing with today. These people will go to the grave sites. These people will go to the grave sites of people who have been murdered, who they've had beef with. These people will shoot at you at your mama's house, your grandma's house, and all these things like that. Yeah. But why would we even?
Or they'll dig up the grave and rob the body.
But exactly. So
they're not even there to defend themselves. Their spirit is gone.
Why would we sit here and expect these people to play nice even after they're dead?
This generation of hip hop compared to me and your generation of the 90s and 2000s. Mm. You know, like around maybe 2011, 2012 was the last good era of solid hip hop for our generation. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Everything else after 2013 or 14, if it wasn't something that was grandfathered in from where we came from, it was garbage. As in because they was flooding the music. Number one, number two, they're portraying, they're being gangster and trying to. They have to live this lifestyle of social media. If you notice, right, go back to 2012, right? That's when Instagram first hit the scene. Instagram changed the whole landscape of hip hop and social media. If I'm lying, please correct me. But before then, we had Facebook.
No, that's what I'm saying. Social media was a major part of it, and that's why it's running so freely, like as it is now.
Yeah, because you have people that's out here being influencers.
Yeah,
You know,
and
that's when
quote
the
unquote
social
influencers, whatever that means.
right. Well, it's basically influencers now are basically people that have a way of drawing in the crowd, the attention, as you said, and validation, as you were saying earlier.
Mm-hmm.
That they're drawing them in to the person or whoever it is, you know, the people when they're selling them their product. That image that they're showing on social media and blowing up off of is a product that they're selling, and they're just hooking, they're sinking and baking like you doing fish.
So, quick question:
Talk to me.
is rap music detrimental to the black community?
No, and I say that for one reason. It's not detrimental as in it's vital in this state of hip hop. No, it's certain artists that bring something to the table that is essential, but say it's detrimental as in we need rap at this point in time.
No, I'm saying is like when I say detrimental, which definition of detrimental? If I say, does it hurt the black community?
Oh yes, hell yeah, it does. Like I say, probably about maybe 60%. And I say 60 because I want to give a 60-40 split. The positive side is the 40. The 40 to me is it helps hip hop. Hip hop helps the black community because it gives kids to be upbeat, you know, dance, but you know, blah blah blah, whatever.
Right.
But the negative side of that 60%, man, hell no. I'm gonna be all the way motherfucking honest in this bitch. It's bad for our culture. It's bad for what they do. It's bad about they don't have no sense to give back. It's a few of them that's willing to give back, but I just looked at the thing with Gunner. No disrespect to the young man, but Gunner he had opened up a store at his old high school, all of those good things, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then I just looked at a thing like the night before last. I think I sent it to you on Instagram. Well, his bodyguard,
Yeah.
damn near rock bottom of the nigga. You know what I'm saying? If y'all don't know what rock bottom is, go look it up. Shout out to Dwayne Johnson. But, and he's sitting there like with all the shit, like he back on Old National.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, dude, you get money, but you slamming this man. I don't know what happened prior to that because they only showed a snippet. They didn't show if the dude was harassing him.
You never know in those situations. That's why that was one of those things. Like
That's why I say it's
wanna...
kind of bad because social media and hip hop, they're joined at the hip right now. And that right now, this man just did a, I think the budget was like $50 million on the Jiffy commercial him and Luda just did, which was a good thing for College Park. Shout out to CP on that one. But the bad part is, bro, you finna do a T.I. move.
What?
You remember when T.I. got caught with all them guns?
Yeah.
He had the Impala commercial. He lost that endorsement. Lost a shit of endorsements because of that. Rick Ross, even though he's bounced back and shake back, but what he did, you don't even know it with Rocco. That one line about the Molly and the champagne. Lost a multi-million-dollar deal with Reebok.
So, and it's like, all right, so I believe that hip-hop, same as you, I believe that is detrimental to the black community. And one of the reasons why I feel that is because of what it promotes. It promotes a lot of single motherhood. It promotes lesbianism. It promotes violence against your own brother. It promotes
I'm laughing at lesbianism comment, but I got you.
I mean, it is what it is. It promotes glorification of self.
Individualism is what it promotes.
I believe that
On that part of selfishness.
I believe that it does, or just because we have certain individuals who are quote unquote woke and put out positive music, I believe as a whole, the majority of what's being put out is detrimental.
Okay.
And I believe the things that's been censored in it, the one major thing that's been censored in hip hop music was the use of homosexual derogatory terms.
Yeah.
And that was the only thing. But yet we're still able to talk about killing
You got
each other,
killing
you, but you're able to talk about killing another black man. Yeah. And I felt that it was kind of funny because you kind of seen who runs the entertainment industry, because whoever runs the entertainment industry, those are usually the ones that you can't talk about.
Yeah.
But I don't think that it does anything to help the black community. I believe that us as black people, we need to hold our artists to more standards, because if we can get upset about a police officer killing a black man, we should probably get the same type of energy to a black man that kills another black man, especially in cold blood or especially with some type of gang on gang activity retaliation.
Right.
But
that also goes back, hold on. If you go back and look at James Brown, right? You remember when the night that Dr. King got assassinated, they rushed the stage. And it was, I forgot where he was performing at. But
isn't that when he played Not Living in America? It was something in the jungle.
Yeah. And you remember the guy came on stage and it was finna get physical with the police officer. And he was like, no, he good, man, he good. You know, no, brother, Dr. King would have wanted that.
But that was a different time when your artists were actually trying to be individuals who were leaders in the community. And now we have artists who just want to make money. That's why they can sit here and continuously make music about how much richer they are than we are. And it's like, but we're the one who made you rich. So, but yeah, but that's a whole nother thing.
But you see what I'm saying.
But that goes into the same, like, if we get into the whole situation of like we're giving people money in order to tell them how much better, in order for them to tell us how much better they are than we are.
Right. And
we're the one who's giving them money. But you can say the same thing with billionaires and stuff like that. The only thing is they don't flaunt it as much.
No,
but I
kid you not. I was listening to Rick Ross's Bosses Up, the new book he has on Audible, and he was talking about Chick-fil-A. Now Ross, I respect Ross for this because I have some similar views on thought patterns on some of this. I like to be familiarized of people who I know that are in a position of power, who got the bag, but also in a position of power. So, long story short, the owner of Chick-fil-A, one of the CEO, he's also the owner of Pinewood Studios in Fayetteville, where they shot, Marvel and a lot of different little movies. With that being said, long story short, people, we make them hot, we get them on, they cross over, do whatever they got to do business-wise, right? But they create the issue in the black community because they come back. Some of them come back and buy up the block, buy the real estate, establish businesses, start different little things. But the thing is, the people that, some of the violence that why they have to go that way too as well, the negative part of what I was saying, is they portray this character, the guys that they left behind or they no longer dealing with, sending them threats. And they have to retaliate to still prove that they are who they are. Because even though they're millionaires...
That's a cop-out, bro. No, these individuals have the money to do what they're supposed to do, and they just choose not to because they're selfish. Like, you can try to blame it on somebody else, but nah, come on.
No, I'm not blaming it on no one, but I'm just saying I've seen situations to where you got somebody who's extorting someone. Okay, you remember the situation?
Nope.
No. Where I'm going with this is hip hop, but it's the streets mixed in. Young LA.
Anytime you're talking about extorting, of course, it's going to be some type of street thing. But no, even when you're talking about him, no, there is no way. There is no way that that extortion could be the reason why you're not doing things that you do. There's way too many rich black people, especially in the entertainment industry, that do not do enough for this community, but at the same time will exploit this community and say all the negative things and get paid for doing it.
Right.
There are literal millionaires still talking about gang activity that is getting people killed, and there's even gotten them killed. So, nah, I'm not even gonna let them do that. No, you have enough money. You can hire a small security team that will protect you. There are a lot of mercenaries out there who want to get paid. So no, I'm not.
I think the stupidest thing that people do is when they portray being gangster and everything, they send the location of where they at.
I think it's the stupidest thing that you're portraying to be gangster as a millionaire. Yeah. One of the things that I hate so much all the time is the people who on the video games like 2K and Madden and these athletes getting paid millions of dollars sitting here with a mean mug on their face. You're a millionaire. Like, what are you mad about? Like, calm down. You can smile. There's nothing wrong with that. But to stay on hip hop because
right, I mean, even that, like, okay, the situation that Lil Snoop, you remember Lil Snoop from Dream Chasers? Dude just signed a deal. He's not multi-millionaire yet, but he got hundreds of thousands at this point. You know, me probably blessed him with a nice little check. But y'all arguing over a video game. Mm-hmm. My foot's over on this side. I haven't moved this one. They arguing over a video game.
Yeah.
Long story short, you're arguing over a video game, right? You kill this man. Same thing, they arguing over a piece of candy, Slim Dunk. Slim Dunk may not have been a multi-millionaire like Walker, but he was on his way up there getting it. And you argue with another guy over some candy, and and this nigga pull a pistol and shoot you in the studio? Like, all that street shit need to go out the window, bro, when you get to this level of getting money.
Exactly. And
when I hit my first 5,000 as a truck driver, bro, just to keep it all with honest, and I left dealing with so many street people, dealing with trying to do the music shit, even all of that stuff done. I personally, when I seen that first check from the oil fields of $5,200, bro, after 1 week of being out there, dog, I was like, yeah, all that's done and done with.
But that just goes with the mentality, and one of the things that we deal with, especially with the individual who's come to.
And I wasn't selling my soul or selling out, just to be clear for the camera.
But when you deal with people in the entertainment industry, especially rappers and these individuals come from single motherhood homes, and that's when you go into the whole psychology of
they got like
like
and all that.
they have a lot of things, but that's a whole nother thing. But just to wrap up this conversation, I want to get into the topic of Meg Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez, that whole situation. Did you believe that Tory Lanez shot Meg Thee Stallion when this whole thing happened?
Honestly,
be honest, yeah. Be straight up honest.
His attitude, possibly.
Did you believe Meg Thee Stallion got shot by Tory Lanez?
I don't know.
When you first heard it, you didn't think it.
I was trying to figure out what was going on.
Well, if you didn't have an opinion on it, let me just go ahead and run it down real quick. So, everybody who's thought that Meg Thee Stallion actually got shot by Tory Lanez, I'm kind of messed up a little bit. My bad. The power went off before we could talk about the Meg Thee Stallion issue. But just come from me, Meg Thee Stallion was lying the whole time. Tory Lanez is about to make a fire comeback. Y'all should go check out his album. And there's probably a reason why a lot of people are working with him right now, because they know that he didn't do it. Because, I mean, he didn't. Like, she still has all her toes. And she went on to win a Grammy later on that year. But before we get out of here, I want to thank Chris for stopping by, sitting down, talking to us for Untitled Discussion. I'm your host, TJ Evans. Chris, please tell the people where to find you.
All right, for those out here in the universe of Royals Family Studios and the YouTube community, y'all can find me on Instagram at Mr. Sagos 404. That's MRSAGOES 404. Snapchat Bone Crusher 719, and also you can also find me on TikTok at Chris Sagos Jr. Today have been a wonderful conversation about hip hop and the negative and the positive in the community and what it influences and people with them becoming millionaires in the industry. Y'all have a great one. I appreciate it. Again, follow me on social media. My page is coming soon on YouTube. One love, one life. Yeah.
Cool, man. Appreciate that. Y'all do the YouTube thing, social media thing. Go ahead and like this video. Comment down below. Subscribe to us on YouTube, Facebook, Rumble, TikTok, Instagram, all the good stuff. Royal Family Studios, another episode of Untitled Discussion. I'm your host, TJ Evans. Y'all stay safe, stay prayed up. Peace.